Hey guys. Hey Sissy. All right. Shoes. You know what time it is. We do it every morning. Apologize for being late. Hey Marlon. Hey Kat. Today is Tina Spalding Day. Come on by and hang out. We got some things to talk about. You interested in a very committed practice of forgiveness? You interested in channeling? Are you interested in being able to hear your own guidance from Jesus? From who knows? All right, hold on. Shoe number 1. Hey, you know what? We have not seen or heard from our friend Charlie in a while. I hope he's okay. Give me a second, guys. Hey, Double X, how are you? Hammer, good morning. Don't let the goose bite you where you buns hide. I don't hide my buns from anyone. The geese are all south. We got a big storm sweeping through. Double X says Charlie's okay. I've seen him in another life. Awesome. Kat says I told my daughter about Tina today. She's very excited and is going to try to be here. Good. I hope she has questions for Tina. Hey, Anna. We're on lesson 23 for the day. Another clue is dropped. I'm good this morning, Anna. Hold on. I don't want you to think that putting on shoes is always this difficult. As I mentioned before, I'm wearing minimalistic shoes, which conform to the feet. So it takes a little more effort than sliding them on. There's really like no space, if that makes sense. Yep, lesson 23. Delbeck says, sorry I haven't been here. I've been around. They mess with my psych meds and have been feeling horrible. But I got it sorted out. I'm glad you got it sorted out. And no need to ever apologize. People come when they're able. People, for whatever reason, can't make it. That's okay. All right, are we ready for lesson 23? I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. This is key. If we had just left it at I can escape from the world, it would sound like bypassing. But what it's saying is I can escape the world I see. I can escape my perceptions. I can escape the perception of the world that I've placed upon it by giving up attack thoughts. With that, it's actually doing the reverse of bypassing. It is giving us sole responsibility for the world that we see, as well as having the sole solution for correcting the world we see. You don't like the world we see? You can pick up a sign, you can protest, you can wave your arms, you can yell, you can shout. You can go to war. You can do whatever you want to do. It ain't going to change the world. The world has been the same and will always be the same as long as we perceive it the same. As long as we are having thoughts that are projected outwards, and every thought, there are no private thoughts. Every thought is either a projection or an extension. Love extends, Forgiveness extends. Attack thoughts project. The ego projects. Are we choosing the ego, or are we choosing what the Course calls the Holy Spirit? You can call it your intuition, your better angels, your highest self, your wisest mind, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness, whatever you want to call it. It's present. You might not know it's present. There's a reason you don't know it's present. You don't know it's present because we are continuously choosing it to the ignoring of that other aspect of the mind, the true aspect of the mind. And it says, I can escape the world I see, correct the world I see. And we do that by giving up attack thoughts. Attack thoughts are projections. What are we attacking? Everything. We are attacking each other. We are attacking ourselves. We're attacking the world itself. Here we go, diving in. The idea for today contains the only way out of fear that will ever succeed. Nothing else will work. Everything else is meaningless. But this way cannot fail. Every thought you have makes up some segment of the world you see. It is with your thoughts, then, that we must work with, if your perception of the world is to be changed. If the cause of the world you see is attack thoughts, you must learn that it is these thoughts which you do not want. There is no point in lamenting the world. There is no point in trying to change the world. It is incapable of change because it is merely an effect. But there is indeed a point in changing your thoughts about the world. Here you are changing the cause. The effect will change automatically. The world you see is a vengeful world, and everything in it is a symbol of vengeance. Each of your perceptions of external reality is a pictorial representation of your own attack thoughts. One can well ask if this can be called seeing. Is not fantasy a better word for such a process, and hallucination a more appropriate term for the result? You see the world that you have made, but you do not see yourself as the image maker. You cannot be saved from the world, but you can escape from its cause. This is what salvation means. For where is the world you see when it is gone? Vision already holds a replacement for everything you think you see now. Loveliness can light your image and so transform them that you will love them, even though they are made of hate, for you will not be making them alone. The idea for today introduces the thought that you are not trapped in the world that you see, because its cause can be changed. This change requires, first, that the cause be identified and then let go, so that it can be replaced. The first two steps in this process require your cooperation. The final one does not. Your images have already been replaced. By taking the first two steps, you will see that this is so. Besides using it throughout the day, as the need arises, 5 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. As you look about you, repeat the idea slowly to yourself first, and then close your eyes and devote about a minute to searching your mind for as many attack thoughts as occur to you. As each one crosses your mind, say, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about. Hold each thought in your mind as you say this, and then dismiss that thought and go on to the next. In the practice periods, be sure to include both your thoughts of attacking and being attacked, the one and the same. Their attacks are exactly the same because they are exactly the same. The effects are exactly the same because they are exactly the same. You do not recognize this as yet, but you are asked at this time only to treat them as the same in today's practice period. We're still at the stage of identifying the cause of the world you see. When you finally learn that thought of attacks and being attacked are not different, you will be ready to let the cause go. So, here's what we do. Look around. Repeat the idea Slowly to yourself, I can escape from the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Close your eyes and think. As many attack thoughts as it occurs to you. Against you and you outwards. Those you think who are attacking you and those that you seem to be attacking. If you have a resentment, if you have a grievance, it's an attack thought. If you are attempting to change someone else, if you're attempting to change the world, it's an attack thought. I can escape the world I see by giving up attack thoughts about. Is there a group of people you don't like? Is there a political figure you don't like? Family member, a neighbor, a sports team? I can escape from the world I see by giving attack thoughts about whomever. Be indiscriminate in picking. Any questions, guys? Zephyr says, what is meaningless? I don't know. You tell me. Hey, St. Andrew. You look like a very nice person. I have my moments. Do you have any tattoos? I got a bunch of them. Nat says, good morning to you, my friend. Guitar guy says, I had a spiritual awakening 2 days ago. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. All right. Any questions? Listen, Guitar guy says, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. Lesson 23, man. It's pretty big for those who have stuck with me. If you're even passively doing some of these exercises or listening to them, good energy to you too, my friend. Change is going to happen. We've talked about this before. You know, it was around 1993 when I finally bought A Course in Miracles. I would dive in, put it aside, dive in, put it aside. I'd read a little bit, put it aside. Hey, Praveen. Hello, my friend. But I was planting seeds. At the time, I was a little frustrated. I'm not sticking with it. This feels like what I want, and yet I'm not sticking with it. I'm easily distracted by other shiny spiritual paths. But those seeds were being planted. Along with my meditation practice, along with breath work, along with yoga, all these seeds were being planted. Bad habits were beginning to drop out of my life without any effort on my part. My diet naturally changed. My workouts changed. Habits like, I would smoke and justify it. I'm young, I'm in shape. Doesn't seem to be affecting me. I can still run, I can still lift, I can still do everything that I want to do. Long distance backpacking trips. But I found that I just no longer wanted to do it. Put it aside. All kinds of wonderful changes. Relationships that no longer served fell out of my life. New friendships, new relationships began to come in. One thing persisted. I was not very happy still. And I was very self-destructive. And I continued to drink in a very destructive way. Putting myself, putting other people in danger. Being an idiot. I was an idiot. Some people might say that's a harsh judgment, right? Not at all. I was an idiot. It took something drastic for me to change. Won't go into detail. I've shared it before. Um, I don't hide it, but just for the sake of brevity, I won't go too far into it. Um, I was given an opportunity to step into a new life. I would not have done that without the seeds that were being planted earlier. When that opportunity came up, I didn't even hesitate. It just seemed like the most natural thing to do to step into this new life. Every single cell in my body was transformed in that moment from a self destructive drinker to a life of joyful sobriety. When I say joyful, I don't mean that, I skipped through life with rose petals falling before me. That didn't happen. Hey, Zen like Monk. Hey, sir, I have a question for you. What's that? I cannot promise any answers. Nat says, if the person didn't do the lesson one day, is it better for them to start again or just keep going? Go back to that lesson. Just go back to the lesson. There's only one set fast rule in A Course in Miracles, one lesson at a time. Doesn't have to be one lesson a day. If you miss a week, go to that lesson that you haven't done yet and just continue. And do so without any pressure, without adding any guilt to the matter. There's no time limit on when you're going to be done. Just do the lessons. Do it as joyfully as possible. If you're interested, we'd like to try and solve a riddle. Nope, not even a little interested. And it says one lesson at a time. Yep. Hey, Gills Press, how are you? Yep. No offense, just not interested. You too, my friend. Thanks. So this is going back to what our friend Nat was saying. It doesn't matter if you get stuck on a lesson. It doesn't matter if you've missed several days. What matters is that you're planting those seeds. Every single, wish I could find my own copy of my book, as I have an epigraph that I wrote from the back of the Gita. Every single time you sit in meditation, you're planting a seed. Every time you do breath work, you're planting a seed. Every time you forgive somebody, including yourself, you're planting a seed. Every lesson that you do, no matter how imperfectly you might judge it, is a seed. If you plant a tomato seed, you don't want to dig it up a moment later and say, hey, is there any tomato-ness happening? It doesn't look any more like a tomato than it did when I put it in the ground 5 minutes ago. You plant a seed, you nurture it. And you, most importantly, you wait. You allow nature to take its course. We don't need to judge the tomato-ness of a seed. It's there. It's innate, as are the seeds that you're planting. If you plant thoughts of God, guess what's going to grow? If you plant seeds of peace, guess what's going to grow? Don't concern yourself about how it's going to take shape, when it's going to happen. Just continue planting the seeds. I sort of wrote about that this morning. I haven't posted it yet. It's still sort of in non-edited stage, as much as I ever edit anything. So I've been doing A Course in Miracles for well over 30 years. As I said, I bought the book in about 93. I started hearing about it in the late 80s. I started reading books about it 90, 89, 90, 91. Marianne Williamson, John Mundy, Gerald Javelski. So now, 30 plus years later, a long time of meditating, a long time of practicing yoga and breath work. Here I am. And this is what I have to say about that. There are still forgiveness lessons present for me, challenges, as being involved in life keeps me thick in daily resentments and grievances. I haven't transcended these concerns, and that isn't really what I strive for anymore. There's no wish to bypass any lesson I'm here to learn. Yet. Forgiveness is now first in mind for whatever issue needs to be resolved. Seamlessly so, and most often a gentle smile readily returns. Life and all it holds for me is the entirety of my spiritual practice. And so my lessons still continue, while my heart smiles in forgiveness, almost seamless now. So, man, life is tough. Life is hard. Life can certainly suck. Let's not kid ourselves. We are not talking about we're not talking about bypassing. We're not even talking about transcending. Now, I'm not saying that transcending won't happen. But guess what? I've had transcendental experiences. And then I walk out my door and I don't know, maybe a bird might crap on me. Maybe I stub my toe. Maybe my car won't start. Maybe a neighbor pisses me off. It happens. Life happens. Life continues. But because of those seeds of forgiveness that have been planted, I can now smile more readily. I can thank the bird for the fertilizing process. Look at the wonderful hair that fertilization process has grown. I can see that maybe my neighbor took a parking spot because she was struggling. She needed to be a little closer to the sidewalk or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just less apt to hold on to a judgment than I used to be. The judgment might still happen. The resentment might still occur. The thought might pop into my mind of some type of grievance. They could have been more considerate. They could have done this. The bird should have flown over there, whatever, right? They don't stick. They don't gain purchase. And I'm more willing to smile at my own ridiculousness, that I can go through life making demands that it suits my mood, that it suits my clothes. Change your clothes to suit the mood. Don't change your mood to suit your clothes. Does that make sense? I'm trying to paraphrase Harry Nielsen. Let's see. All good suggestions. Guys, our friend Cynthia Orlando is live now. She is doing A Course in Miracles. Is light who you are. She's doing the daily lessons. Quite a few people are offering daily lessons. I recommend hearing as many voices as you can. Babine says, okay, sir, noted. So again, any questions? If not, we'll probably wrap things up a little early. I've been hitting an hour on my morning live streams, but I don't know if I'll make it today. I doubt it. All right, so if no questions, we're going to wrap it up a little bit early. Not even going to make half an hour. Got some things to do. We got to big snow sweeping through. Hey, Bellamy, how are you? Professor Yogi, don't let the glasses fool you. Anyone who spends more than 5 minutes here comes to that quick realization that he's not as smart as he looks like in those glasses. Hey, Hammer. Senki says, why are you so bald? Gravity, genetics, self-inflicted, radio waves from alien sources, selling property rights to advertisers, keep me aerodynamic so that I run faster. Any other questions? Hammer says, hey Yogi, I'm doing everything I can to stay alive, but I've had friends blank themselves this winter. All four had less wrong with them than I do. It's weird. You have something in you, something resilient that keeps you going, Hammer, and I'm glad that it does. I'm glad that it does. Does the carpets match the drapes? Yeah. Carpets are sort of off brown, and the drapes are sort of off brown with some flowers on them too. I have no idea where I got those drapes, by the way. Seems as if they've always been here. There's so much in my house that I don't remember buying. I've had this conversation before. I've never bought a spatula in my entire life, and yet I literally have a whole container full of spatulas. I don't even use them. What do I need a spatula for? Bellamy says, keepeth el goingo no die radio. It's an excellent point. It's a really good point. You know what? I'm going to subscribe to your newsletter. Kat says, that's because you inherited them? You think so? You don't think that I would choose off brown flowered drapes my own? Hey, Jamie. Jamie says, hi, Cat and Jack. How's your day going, Jamie? Hey, Hammer. I'm sending you prayers. I'm glad that you are continuing. Cat says, hi, Jamie Brown. It's me, Cat Brown. Cousins. Identical cousins. They look alike, they act alike. Sometimes they even talk alike. Name the TV show. Hammer says, if my youngest kid didn't have autism, I'd walk into the woods and... Gotta be careful what I read, my friend. Sorry. Maybe not, Hammer. I'm glad that you have someone that keeps you going. But who knows what else you might have. Huh. You seem to know quite a bit about the circumstances, the inner workings of John Wayne Gacy. Interesting. As if you've been there, as if you know something that we don't. You know those curtains. What else do you know? Do you know what kind of blender he might have used? Do you know how many spatulas that he might have in his spatula drawer? Do you know if he actually had a drawer that was donated just for spatulas? Did he have a battery drawer where he has all these batteries and don't even know what works and what doesn't work? How about a button drawer? How about a ribbon drawer? Did he collect ribbons? Am I the only one who collects ribbons? I don't collect ribbons. Point says, I've had more of a wonder of Dharma myself. Man, I don't even think about any of them. No need. Hey, Big Al, how are you? Something a little helpful. Put your thoughts, put your attentions on the things that you want in your life, on the people that you truly admire, that have traits that you admire. Put your intentions and your attention on the direction you wish to go, on the traits that you wish to cultivate, so that they light the way before you, illuminating the path that you're going to walk. Not in a look up to sense by any means. What puts a man or woman over that edge to how they could ever get to that point. Yeah, I don't know if we'd ever understand that. If we took it from a yogic point of view, we'd have to examine the samskaras that preceded whoever that might be, putting that in place, all the way up to the moment they were born. And then you have the nurture part. How were they nurtured? And it says, put your attention on the direction you want to go. Is Yogi a believer? I wasn't a believer, and then I saw your face, and now I'm a believer. I will never leave you. I couldn't leave you if I tried. I used to think that love was just a fairy tale. You didn't expect to hear the Monkees song in reply, did you? Do you know that song was actually written by Neil Diamond, who does a wonderful version of it? If you are fans of Deep Purple, and why wouldn't you not be a fan of Deep Purple? Perhaps I don't know if you want to call Deep Purple heavy metal or hard rock. It kind of slides into the heavy metal, in my opinion. I think one of the first, along with Black Sabbath, heavy metal. Although some people say that the Beatles, with John Lennon's She's So Heavy or Paul McCartney's Helter Skelter, being a predecessor to heavy metal. Doesn't matter. Heavy metal, late 60s, maybe even Led Zeppelin. The point is that Deep Purple is a wonderful, wonderful band. One of my favorites. I used to hook school to celebrate Ritchie Blackmore's birthday. Not because I was such a huge fan of Deep Purple, although I am and was, because I would hook school no matter what. Whatever occasion came to mind. And one of their hit songs, Kentucky Woman. Just a hard-hitting, hard-rocking, heavy metal-ish song, and it was written by Neil Diamond, Kentucky Woman. Point says, Yogi, you remind me of my history teacher for high school. Very wise, intelligent, and but settle on your delivery. I don't really have a delivery. I just talk. I'm not trying to do anything or accomplish anything. I'm just here, hanging out with you guys. I was born in 1965. That was the year. Sometime 1966 was the year of John Coltrane's Love Supreme. It was written in 1965. And that says, how can A Course in Miracles help a musician that has stage fright? It sort of can and it sort of can't. A Course in Miracles isn't a self-improvement plan because there is no self to be improved. It doesn't want to give you false belief that you are something or someone that you're not. What it does do, when you reveal there is no one there to be stage fritten. Fritten's a word. That's a word I just made up, but it's still a word. There is no one there to suffer from stage fright. Who you are, which has to be revealed to you. I can't tell you. I can give you hints. Course in Miracles removes all the obstacles to who you are. Course in Miracles tells you right at the beginning, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. If you had the peace of God, and I can assure you that you do, I can assure you that you are the peace of God, then how can you suffer stage fright? Nothing real can be threatened. If you're feeling threatened while you're on stage, You are giving your beliefs, you're giving your thoughts to that which isn't real. That the person you think you are could suffer anything. God is King, God is Lord. I wouldn't argue with you. Barry says, no, it's not. Bro, I wouldn't argue with you either. Anna says, who am I? Jimmy says, hi, everyone. Balami says, I think you've seen and I know things even you wish you didn't. I think you've seen and know things even you wish you didn't. Oh, I think you've seen things. Well, you know what Descartes says. You think, therefore you are. Mary says, yeah, I agree. Bellamy, 101. I took Bellamy 101 my first year in college. Nothing real can be threatened. Amen to that. Find out what's real. Find out what's real. Those eyes have seen some things. These eyes cry every night for you. Man, you guys are setting me up in songs. That's the Guess Who. Guess who might be, I have some Canadian friends here. Guess who might be, Guess Who, Gordon Lightfoot, Joni Mitchell, three of the best things to ever come out of Canada. And Canada just gives all kinds of great things, by the way. But hey, Guess Who, these eyes, those eyes. God is Lord, He's the reason why we're all here. I wonder if that's true. And it says, you think, therefore you are. But he actually had that in reverse. I am, therefore thoughts happen. I am not my thoughts. I'm not so sure about that either, Mary. Are you married? I am divorced. John 3:16. Where it says, read it. You know what? I'm pretty sure I don't need to read it, because if I continue having this conversation for much longer, I'd be willing to bet that you would probably drop it here, right? You'd bring it to me. I don't need to search for it. Hey, Redeemer. God wants your heart. Thank you for that, my friend. Hey, thank you, by the way. Thank you for that. I saw that pop up. Thank you for the jewel. Much appreciated. And it says, good morning to Redeemer. Guys, you kept me going an extra 15 minutes than I thought I would. Hey, Derek. Derek, how are you? Hello, Yogi brother. Hello, my friend. Big Banana TV. Big celebrity Derek. I love it when Derek comes in. Divorce? No, that's not fair. Now you have more room for humility. Humility is the best feeling. Well, I'm glad I got room for it. Nothing worse than having humility show up and not having room for it. And I got to rearrange things. I got to empty out my spatula cabinet. Yes, it's grown into a cabinet now, so that I can make room for my humility. I need to go to hell and scream. Huh. So hell's got a screen. Who would have thought? I always thought it had sliding glass doors, but I never thought it had a screen. Man, life is continuously surprising. So are my live streams. More and more information. Anna says, good morning to Big Banana TV. Big Banana says, good morning. New screen doors on a submarine. I always thought, screen doors on a submarine blocked the view. You will screen, you knew what it said. You will screen, You will screen when you knew what it said. I will screen. All right. Should I prepare? Should I go and get a screen? You know what I used to do with my screen? My screens, my window screens? You guys would never guess. I used to cut out little circular patterns and hope no one would notice in my screen. Do you know what they were used for? I'm not going to tell you. Mary says, my phone won't do it right. Yeah, technology and trolling. Sometimes they don't go hand in hand together. All right. The only reason I'm going is because I'm waiting to see what people have for me. Sissy says, final. It's the final, huh? Edgar the Sleeping Prophet. How many total, Sissy? God forgives everyone. My dad's a pastor. Hey, well then bring you down here to say things. I don't want secondhand information. I want it straight from the source. To make mosquitoes stare instead of sing? Instead of sting. I got a pact with mosquitoes. They don't bother me, I don't bother them. Every once in a while, one of us will break the pact. That's the nature of forgiveness. 13 total. Sissy, good work. What a great presentation. Okay, I would, but not at his house, stupid. He's got a house, stupid. You would think at this point they got smartphones, they got smart TVs, they got smart Alex. You realize if you name your kid Alex, he's going to be smart, right? You would think more people would name their kid Alex just to sort of hedge their bets. But I haven't heard of a stupid house. You would think they would have improved that by now. There's hope. All right. Anything else? If not, I'm going to go. I'm going to take my walk. It's getting late. I appreciate everyone being here. We did lesson 23. It's okay, Sissy. Us says, are you religious? No. Not even remotely so, my friend. You're welcome, Anna. $13 total. Again, that's big work. I hope lesson 23 resonates. Things should start making sense now. Yep, lesson 24 tomorrow. When lesson 25, that would be what, on Sunday, has become one of my favorite lessons. But man, things just get better and better from this point on in the course. There's still some big revelations, but now we start to see what those revelations are showing us. I'm excited for you. I'm also excited to Beware the Winter Geese. That sounds like a Marvel movie. Beware of the Winter Geese. Now I'm a little scared. Thanks, Marlon. All right. I love you guys. I'll see y'all later. 1 o'clock. Tina Spalding. This is going to be really interesting. As a matter of fact, like right beneath the live stream, there's a video, a short, from Tina Spalding, Kundalini Awakening. So I'm going to clip on that. Sissy says, first 50 are where most dip out. You're doing wonderful. Thank you, Sissy. Everyone is. Everyone really is. I appreciate you guys hanging with me with this. It's fun. I've never offered going through all 365 lessons with someone before. So hopefully it's going to be worth it for everyone. I hope so. I didn't go through it. I didn't have anyone go through it with me. It was on my own. Shirley loves Merlin. Have a great Friday, Yogi and friends. Thank you so much, Shirley. Let me give a big love here to that. Thank you. Thank you, Shirley. Sissy says, already totally worth it. Needed the message today. Love to you all. Love you too. We will be there to see you. Hello, where are you from and what languages you speak? Barely English. My own little version of English. I think there's about 6 people in the world who actually understand. I'm from the United States, the East Coast, in a little state called Maryland. Anna says, good morning, Shirley, and thank you. Thank you, Redeemer. Hey, Aaron. Good morning to you, my friend. We're just wrapping things up. Transparency with a tinge of humor. I try to have everything with a tinge of humor. Life's, Satar. Am I getting that right, Anna? The myth of Sisyphus? Nope. Albert Camus. But also Satar. The absurdity. Now, Camus, when he viewed the absurdity, he really thought there was only 2 ways of handling it. One, I totally disagree with. The other, smile. Excuse me, guys. Laugh. As Anna says, laughter is the key. She says, satire is dark humor. I'm thinking Paul Sartre, The Absurdity of Life, and Camus. The myth of Sisyphus. I'll give it to you real quick. Sisyphus was a king. He was a king that defied the gods at every turn, and he did so gleefully and joyfully. He was a mischief maker. When he was finally caught, he was condemned to hell. He actually escaped. Very, very clever king, by the way. But eventually he had to go back. And he was sentenced to pushing the boulder up a mountain, only to have it fall back down. Endless repetition for eternity. Imagine that. I think we can get someone sentencing us to 25 years of something. We can count the days off. Heck, maybe even 100. Maybe even someone said 1,000 years. It has an expiration date. That can keep us going. It's going to end. But eternity, never-ending torment of pushing a boulder up a hill, having it fall back, going back down again, pushing it up. Somewhere in that endless repetition, Sisyphus not only found meaning, he found joy in the repetition itself. He didn't seek to escape. He gave it meaning. My job is to push the boulder. My job is to find joy in pushing the boulder. It's not to shrug off the things of life. It's not to shrug off that sometimes we're pushing a boulder, sometimes the boulder's rolling back down. You embrace it. Life can be difficult. Life can be hard. We don't try to escape it. We give it meaning, the only true meaning to anything, the only inherent meaning. And what the Course calls a meaningless world is we get to create it now with the meaning of love. We get to choose loving thoughts and create a loving world. Or we can leave it meaningless by giving it thoughts that stem from the ego. The reason why it's meaningless is because the ego has no true meaning, because the ego doesn't truly exist. It is a belief construct that has somehow wished to gain an autonomous nature, apart from God, apart from each other. Nothing is apart from God. Nothing is separate from God. Literally, nothing is separate from God. So we can be extending love, which creates a beautiful world. Or we can be projecting from the ego, projecting grievances, projecting resentment, projecting hatred, projecting any form of judgment. And this is the world we get. Look around. You want something better? Let's create something better, you and I. Let's just extend loving thoughts to each other, no matter what we're going through, and no matter what anyone brings to a live stream, no matter what anyone brings to your doorstep, no matter what someone brings to your TV, when we turn on the news, if you turn on the news. Extend loving thoughts. That's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness isn't saying, I forgive you because. Forgiveness says, I choose to recognize the loving thought of which you are right now in the mind of God, and the same loving thought in which I am right now in the mind of God. And we extend, and we extend, and we extend, and before we know it, we look around and we think, man, look at the world that I created. It's full of love. It's my wish. It's my wish for you. It's my wish for me. Love you guys.